Hello everyone and welcome back to Starladder Season 10 China. We have made it quite through a couple of days. It's going to be a crunch to get through some of these matches here, and well, Beyond the Summit of course is going to be bringing you continuous English coverage. I'm KotLGuy, and as I continue to struggle working with this, it looks like I actually got it right. There we go. Starladder with their handy dandy fancy frickin' draft overlays. I just had to make sure I got everything looking good, and it looks like it is. I'm going to be going solo for this first matchup. LD should be joining me down the road, but he is currently busy, so I'm going to go ahead, and it's going to be a nice little solo adventure between myself and you folk, and let's get things underway. We got 3 best of ones for you today, and leading things off, we got Hyper Glory Team that are going to be taking on VG Gaming. Also, don't be afraid to let me know if the volume seems a bit crazy. I'll be keeping an eye out for some of my mods to give me a bit of feedback here to help a brother out, because we were doing some audio tweaking and trying to fix some of the hissing issues. I know it's probably still there now, but we're working with it currently. So I want to make sure everything is back to its good level, and it should be. So let's go ahead and just, without further ado, talk about the actual game at hand. So obviously, VG Gaming are going to be coming into this one the favorites over Hyper Glory Team, who've had a bit of a hot and cold struggle. Currently, as far as standings go, though, VG Gaming are at the top. They're sporting a nice 3-1 record. Hyper Glory Team, though, 2-0. Very, very early to say where it's going from here. The top 4 of those teams in this round-robin group stage are going to be moving on towards the playoffs, and it's going to look like deja vu, as we pretty much have just gone through a Starladder what feels like a week ago. We've already got another one coming your way, so I hope you guys like Dota, because we are cramming it down your throats at this point. Draft now. Brewmaster going to be the first grab here from Hyper Glory Team. They followed up with an offlane Bat Rider. It's on the Dire side. That's great. You got that huge Dire advantage working with the Roche Pit, where you're going to have to really make sure, if you're VG Gaming, that you're going to commit to getting a Roche done without too much, potential threat. And Bat Rider is pretty much going to be a threat across the whole map. Great lockdown and great initiation. What else can you say? For the VG Gaming side, they pick up the early Invoker grab and follow it up with Ogre McGee. So potentially going to be Black's Invoker, or you always got the Ice 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 Invoker. Both are, well, damn good and damn scary.
10 seconds.
Excuse me, I got some water here. Just want to make sure I'm well parched for this one, as I'm probably going to be talking a whole lot by myself. No problem whatsoever. So as far as bans go, though, VG Gaming, they get rid of that Death Prophet Skywrath Mage. They followed up with some of ZSMJ's standard go-tos. They get rid of the Spectre. They get rid of the Life Stealer. And in Hyper Glory Team, they immediately go for some of those respects. They get rid of the Lycan and Ember. Faceless Void's got to go. And a Vengeful Spirit follow-up. Vengeful Spirit, of course, is always great to have as a support when going against a Bat Rider. Just instant counter action right there. But there's still plenty of other options if they want to go down that road. I was going to suggest Shadow Demon, but, what do I know? This could still be a core Jakiro, who knows? Could playing it in the hands of Ice Ice Ice, but doesn't really offer a whole lot except for Ice Path as far as trying to get a hold of a Bat Rider, but Bat Rider could be pretty quick. Normally you get something like a Shadow Demon for the instant disruption. You got your Vengeful Spirit right there with the instant swap. That would even ignore a BKB. That's why she's so good at that kind of niche pick, but we'll see. So VG Gaming, a lot of teams, man, they love to go with the 4 heads. The 4-head strat. Getting hold of Ogre and Jakiro here. 2 big beefcakes. And it was even recently that Merlini had said that Jakiro was pretty much like a flying Ogre. He's just so tanky, and they both benefit from a lot of great perks. They both each have a slow. They each have a stun. Really nice burst damage. Jakiro gets his core Yules, and you got insta lockdown, and he can almost solo some cores in cases, depending upon how he has his own farm. And, well, Ogre, once he gets a hold of that crazy Agnum Scepter, he can just ding the hell out of anyone in his way. So, really sitting on the time clock right now. VG Gaming, waiting for this one. There it is. Ancient Apparition is going to be the grab. We've been seeing a lot of AA grabbed over in the Americas division. They love to get a hold of that thing ripe and early. For usually teams who like to go more clustered, more team fight, Ancient Apparition's one to kind of deter all that. And, well, I like how it works here. It's easy catch off there with your Bat Rider, and it prevents any sort of sustain that maybe VG Gaming want to consider. So for now, it seems like a bit of a niche pick that maybe Hyper Glory Team want to use it to their own advantage and some sort of strategy they want to throw together. It seems pretty cookie cutter right now. I mean, there's nothing better than getting a hold of a first pick brew, so you have your mid game under control. Now you get Bat Rider, you know you're going to have prime initiation, great lockdown, and AA is going to be there to kind of help shatter and break through any of the weaker components. But look at this, Terrorblade going to be grabbed, so this is looking like it's going to be an Ice 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 Invoker, and Black is going to be playing this Terrorblade. Okay, so definite Farm Fest kind of a hero. We don't see it as much as we used to, unless you're Cloud9, I guess, or Black. And, you know, he got nerfed a little bit. So people don't care for him too much.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, I'm not seeing any complaints, so I'm assuming the audio level seems fine. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I hope we're all having a good time. Elder Titan now going to be grabbed up here for Hyper Glory Team. Really hard to say where he's going to be filling a role, but I imagine it's going to be support side by side with AA. Now, the nice little thing that I got going for him right here is you got your natty order, your natural order, and you got your ice vortex. That is some serious amp damage, especially obviously with magical burst damage. And I like it. So we'll see what they want to follow it up with. They're going to need a late game core, but is it going to be someone who's going to benefit a lot from these two kind of niche abilities? I mean, anyone's going to benefit from natural order, but it could look like they want to throw together some additional heavy burst. And possibly an aggro tri-lane, something they can do to really impose themselves early onto the Terrorblade so that his early laning phase, well, ends up being shit. And if it starts out real slow, it doesn't get much better. He's really at his weakest. He's only got like 400 some odd life. He's going to try to desperately get a hold of some power treads, maybe even a good old reliable bracer, just to make sure he has a little bit more meat on the bones. The boy needs to eat a sandwich. He's so skinny and weak. You could just shake him and he'll fall apart. But my god, the boy can bring in some serious gains down the road. Terrorblade can really just rip apart your towers. As quick as getting a hold of a Yasha, it gets ridiculous by that point. Yasha plus a metamorphosis, and it only takes one full metamorphosis to just take through a tower from top to bottom. It's ridiculous. So Hyper Glory Team do need to also consider maybe some wave clearing, ways to remove those illusions. Some teams would usually consider something like a Lion as a secondary support, just because you can get rid of those illusions instantly with the Hex and with Mana Drain. So he's got two benefits right there. Yeah, okay, that's beautiful. Okay, sorry. Morphling, the last ban here on the side of VG Gaming, and they're anticipating a very farm-heavy kind of a hero for CSMJ.
10 seconds
And the respect of them getting rid of that Lifestealer. I don't think he would have fit too well here, but they don't want to give him anything too comfortable. Going into the last pick, though, is VG Gaming. They need what looks like, well, their new kind of off-lane position. If Ice 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 does take this Invoker to the mid lane, and we got Ogre and Jakiro kind of being the support lineup, unless they do throw Jakiro in that off-lane, it's really hard to say. Plus, Tidehunter's been completely ignored this whole draft, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Woo, woo. Wait a minute, what? That's a Ricky. Okay. Wow. I don't think I've seen a Ricky game since the patch. Or I haven't personally casted a game with Ricky and his new changes where he can have invisibility right off the bat. I'm sure there's been games played. The question is am I good enough at multitasking where I can actually look up the hero right here, right now? I don't think I can. I think I'm terrible at this. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds for me to try to find the stat I'm looking for here. Search. Ricky. Got it. Okay, recently played in... Okay, alright, Starladder 11 by Ice Ice Ice, and he got a win. Oh, well, would you look at that? VG Gaming actually just recently played this. I didn't even know that. They did. Ice Ice Ice, which I was figuring would be an Ice 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 hero, played Ricky against IMG, and he went 16-6. Yeah, he got... That's 2 Sange and Yashas, it looks like. And a Mask of Madness? Is this right? Oh, goodness. Okay, well, I'm excited. I'm sure you guys are a bit percolated as well. Okay, so Ricky, going to be the last grab right here. I didn't get to see that game, so I'm not too sure how they're looking to position this one out. If they went with that Ricky in the offlane by himself, or if they put him over on the side, and that means it's going to be, what, a super invoker? Wow. I wonder if Hyper Glory Team are just as curious as I am, but they're going to round out their farming grab with Weaver. which is a great idea. I mean, it's something I usually even throw out as a common suggestion when you see an AA picked up so early. I mean, Weaver can get a lot of early lane aggression with the Chilling Touch plus the Sakuchi. It's ridiculous. He can get right in there and dish off some huge big damage. Hold on here. I want to make sure I don't flutz this one up here. We got to make sure that we go into the in-game, right? Oh, beautiful. I did it. I did it. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and what's that button do? Oh, those are crabs. Okay, so that's crabs right there. They're happy that we got this pick underway. It was a bit of a slow-paced draft, very methodical, I'd have to say. But we're going to get underway here. This is just our first matchup of this bright and early morning over here on the Pacific Coast. It's about, what, 2 a.m., and I'm having a fantastic time just enjoying myself and your company here. Game is going to start out with a bit of a pause right now. It seems that Vici Gaming need a few more to get connected, but we got 2 more matches coming your way. And, well, you know what? With this handy little fancy software, I think I can actually show you the schedule. Let's see. While we wait for this pause, I love this. Look at that. Okay. So coming up next, we got Live Gaming taking on CDEC, and then it's a CDEC doubleheader and a Hyper Glory Team doubleheader, as we're going to see CDEC and Hyper Glory Team go against each other here on the last round. Fantastic. And look at, what's this button do? Bang! Look at that. Now you know who's doing good and who's not. VG Gaming, like I said at the top, 3-1. Speed Gaming right behind. Wow, Speed Gaming 2-0. That's cool. Hyper Glory Team 2-0. And well, everyone else who's looking to kind of put together some wins needs to get back up on the top. All right, let me see if I can now figure out how to bring this back into this one here. In game, you can see it's still definitely paused. We're waiting. Yeah, I can't really understand much of what's being said, of course, but it's all good. It's all good. We can take this moment to kind of scout out. By the way, everyone, I wanted to say that we appreciate all the contributions and your support for the Summit 2 and being able to get the redemption vote there. Congratulations to Cloud9 on winning the redemption vote and being the 6th team that will come out to the land. This is going to be fun and real exciting. And for Starladder, well, the Dota doesn't seem to stop. We're already into season number 11 now. We got a lot of games happening real frickin' quick. All hours of the day. All regions happening simultaneously. It's a bit crazy here. Yeah, so there's ZSMJ. He is going to be playing the Weaver. I don't want to do my introductions now. It's not as hype, you know, to do the intros while it's all frozen and we're waiting in like some pause kind of position. I'm just here to like show off some cool camera angles and maybe some cosmetics, which, well, speak of which, look at here. What does he got? That is a decked out Ricky. Let me see this. Hold on here. Okay, that's the wrong button. Oh, Invoker, how you doing? Okay. Yep. Oh, he's got the Sage and Yasha. Alright, and he did get it last game. I'm expecting him to fulfill it. Cool mask, neat. That's pretty cool. Alright, cool stuff. You know, he's going to go in there and he's probably going to chop him up. Chop him up as Ricky, you know? I'm sorry, I'm just going to find excuses to kind of pull up these effects now that they told me how to use them. I'm just going to futz around with them a bit. You know what I didn't check that I didn't go over yet? I know there's some people out there that have a certain special set of Arcanas and Rares that they probably put up online. Why don't we go ahead and we'll head ourselves over to the Dota 2 Lounge neighborhood and find out exactly what kind of odds we got here. Okay, so here it is. Hyper Glory Team 30%, Vici Gaming 70. Okay, so I would have to say that's relatively accurate, though. Hyper Glory Team are looking undefeated. If you forgot how that looks, that's what it looks like, undefeated. I don't know why I need to show that again, but there it is. Let's go back to in-game. So 70-30. A lot of people, though, maybe trying to go for the more value bet, seeing if maybe Hyper Glory Team can pull off a bit of an upset, but we'll see. Well, we kind of want to just go through and continue. Okay, this Terrorblade, he's looking pretty badass. He's got the midnight purplish thing going right here. His chest is open. Clearly not eating enough. This is just... It's just this, yeah, okay. Wow. That looks badass. Prismatic gem color 639 238. I believe those ones are worth a lot more. They're like old school, you know? What about Super? So Super's going to be playing the Invoker. Man, I don't think there's any other team out there that has so many versatile Invoker players on one. Super, Ice, Black. They all can do it, man. Look how fabulous this Invoker looks here. Hair of the Cadenza Magic Master for LGD. What a traitor. Another LGD set. Oh, he's doing all about LGD. Hello, did you forget what team you're on there, buddy? Okay, well, maybe Super just needs to finally get a hold of a set for himself, and maybe he'll sport that. Let's go over here. They didn't say anything new, right? We're just really waiting this long? What's going on? Taking a bath? Alright, well, ZSMJ. Let's see what he's got going, huh? What are you sporting to the battle today? Oh, yeah, he's got the Starladder series. Okay, so, hey, Starladder uniform right here at the Pickens. I think that's Season 9. I don't think I got that one. Rubik was the one before that. That's the one I got. I was all about that Rubik set, that's for sure. Alright, well, hold on. I just lost my fancy view here. Where's my brew? I was on brew, right? Okay. Sorry, why am I so notorious with being stuck with long pauses, right? I thought I was done with this kind of stuff back in WCA, and now here we are at Starladder waiting for Vici Gaming, and I'm going through each hero here trying to talk about cosmetics. No, brew. Thank you. Air. Air gets his brew. Can we just talk about that for a moment, though? Air plays a ridiculously good brewmaster, so Vici Gaming kind of let that one fly, and I'm excited to see what he can do with it. Dragon's Breath. Nice. Alright. Drunken Warlord. Cool. Neat. This one doesn't look good. Yeah, he's got nothing. Boring. What do you got over here? What do you got over here? Let's see. Bat Rider. Flame Switch. Suiting. Okay, Molotov. Kind of neat. A cool cape. Wow. Cool. Neat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey. Get out of here. Get out of here. Sorry. Sometimes... yeah, that happens. That happens sometimes. AA. Man, I wonder when they're going to make some sets for AA, you know? Maybe dye him a different color. His Ice Blast could be like a basketball. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like that a lot. Not going to happen, though. Wow, we were really waiting. Can we get to the rule book on this one? How long of a timeout do you get before we go, what is happening? Maybe the game has actually been happening the whole time, but Perfect World has lagged me into a pause Twilight Zone, and I'm actually missing the whole game. I hope that's not the case. I don't think it is, though. Maybe I should check the Skype group. What's going on? The guy who speaks English doesn't know what's happening right now, but I'm trying my best to entertain the public of thousands. With cosmetics. Talking about cosmetics. Unbelievable. And then all we're missing are, by deduction, FY and Fenrir. Who is our what? Our Ogre and our Jakiro. Oh yeah, that memory's so good. Ogre and Jakiro are two headers, you know? We're missing 4 heads out of our team. We don't know where the hell they are. I don't know, man. You know, I guess we can kind of let's go over to this thing. We'll play with this thing a little bit more. How about that? I think if I go here and hit this. Okay, let's look at the teams now. All right, hold on. Before we look at the teams, let me get some water. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, I'm trying to build up the hype still for this kind of game. Oh. Super says go, but they're not back in the game. Okay, no. So we'll ignore that. This is Hyper Glory Team, by the way. Look how good they're doing. Those are numbers. Lots of cool numbers. And if we look at their opponents for this one, that's Vici Gaming. That's not Black, though. Black is not the guy in the middle. I don't think so. That's definitely ROTK. But, even though the picture's old, these numbers, they're not old. They look pretty good. Everyone's coming back. Let me go ahead and get back into the game real dang quick before I miss anything. Finally, we are going to get underway. Sorry about the hiccup in time. Apparently, a bit of connection issues on the side of Vici Gaming. I'm sure they have used up all of the remaining time, and, well, regardless, I can finally get back and underway. I'll roll out some introductions for you folks here. I'm starting on your Radiant side. It's Vici Gaming, of course. On your Jakiro, we got FY. People call him the FY God because, well, he's frankly pretty frickin' good. Right behind, we're going to have Terrorblade. It's played by Black. This guy likes to hit creeps. He's a PvE master. He'll probably be farming all game long. In the mid lane, we're going to have Fenrir here. He's going to be playing your Ogre. Actually, you know what? I don't think I... No, I did. Okay. He's going to be playing your Ogre. In the mid lane, we got Super. He's going to be playing your Invoker. And that leaves Ice, believe it or not, playing what looks like the off-lane Ricky. Yes, that's right. You don't see this very often. He did play it very recently. I didn't catch that game because, well, I was probably sleeping, because most people sleep at this hour. But With the level 1 invis, he goes very aggressive very early, blocks out the pull camp right now, and will step back. So not having to worry about too much early pull. You can take full control of the creep equilibrium, maybe trying to do some cheeky plays about drawing the creep aggro to get it near the tower. But I'm going to be most curious to see how Ice will play this out. Their opponents for this one is going to be Hyper Glory Team as the Battle Horn is played. We got Pretty Ha going to be playing your support. Ancient Apparition up here at the top near your mid lane. That's Ice. Look at that. He's actually even de-warding, or not de-warding, decamping with wards. Taking away a bit of that jungle that the Bat Rider will probably want to get a hold of. But he's going to cross past ZSMJ. They call him a legend. He's been playing the game so dang long, and well, he's a fantastic farmer here. He's off to a nice start with his team, 2-0 here, Hyper Glory style. He's going to try to carry this one home and take the top of the leaderboards. With that haste rune, it's going to be your Bat Rider right here. It's going to be Kaka. He's playing your Bat Rider. That's interesting. Last time I was checking him out in a replay, he was playing Crystal Maiden as a support, so very flexible team is Hyper Glory apparently. Air, he's playing one of his best and signature heroes in your Brewmaster in this mid lane, and that's going to leave an off-lane Ran. Is it Ran or Rain? He's moving so dang much. Ran, it looks like, going to be playing as a stand-in on your Elder Titan offlane, so that's probably why they're switching up the roles a little bit here, and it clearly makes a bit more sense. On your top lane now, they already have sentries in the lane, and an obs right in the middle. So they were prepared for this. They had seen what Ice has done before on this Riki in the offlane. They don't want him to have any sort of advantage of the mystery of where the hell this Riki is, so they just plant down a sentry flat out, and I'm curious to see if, yeah, he actually has one sentry himself, so he could just go for his own D-ward of the D-warding. But he's got to put it down where they can't see it, and he can actually take it down without taking too much damage. The time commitment on hitting that ward could result in a quick cold feet if he's not careful. AA has yet to even invest a point. Probably waiting to see if they were going to go aggressive early. He could have got Chilling Touch. And then otherwise he could save it for maybe a cold feet or something. We'll see. Bottom lane, Ogre doing what Ogre does. He's trying to, you know, be the bouncer of this lane and make sure Elder Titan's not getting close enough even for any sort of XP. And they're zoning pretty good here. They even put down the sentry ward to make sure that he does not have any sort of side vision, which he does not. They're actually tithing. Top lane, they're making it go on Ice. Very, very wounded Riki at this point. Desperately eating the tango, but they don't have any more vision. He is in his own turf right now, and they can't catch anything as far as a glance at where the hell he went to. So he will survive that initial press and just kind of soaking the XP. I mean, that's the nice thing. Similar to how we used to always see a off-lane bounty hunter, is that he'll just be able to kind of camp himself somewhere hidden and get some easy and safe XP. But once people kind of caught on to how bounty hunter kind of works in the off-lane, they knew where his nooks and crannies were, and they just got a dust or a sentry, and his life got hard. And things became all about offlaners being big and bold and badass, so they can survive any sort of early zonage. But alright, Ice. Scouting out the top invis rune. He's going to see it grabbed up, and now he's going to go and follow Bat Rider here, who is going to start jungle camping right now, because he needs a Blink Dagger, because he's a Bat Rider, for God's sakes. You can't have Bat Rider without a Blink Dagger, that's for sure. I wonder if anyone has ever gotten away with doing a Bat build without Blink and has really made it work. I don't know. I doubt it. But we'll see. Ice just kind of going on his own expeditions here. He drops his sentry here to try to take out the opponent's sentry. It actually is going to catch vision right here, and they're going to know this is happening at that moment. So he's going to quickly take that out, so the pull camp will now still be blocked. Damn you, says Pretty Ha. Get away from my ward, you pesky Riki. This will zone him all the way back to the lane. Uh-oh, he does walk himself into his own little bug swarm. And he's eating a lot of huge damage as he crosses through that sentry. That's going to be your first blood with one more auto attack. They can't get it. They can't get it. He walks away just a little too far. One more little snip, and he would have been down, and that would have been first blood. And he has no regen. Is he going to walk back, or is he just going to flirt with the idea of staying close? If he gets too close, he'll be spotted out. And they just have to do one quick nuke or anything, and he's dead. Ice playing it very ballsy right now. Very, very ballsy. So Air goes up to the top lane, gets a hold of the haste rune, which he will bottle up. It's a brew favorite right there. For a guy who loves hitting the bottle, having a haste rune has got to be certainly one of his favorites to go to. So he'll park it right here for now. And Bat Rider, who's been very adventurous this game, flying up and down, had realized that his camps have been blocked out initially, so the farm is not quite as there as he'd like. and is just trying to make the best of what he's got left. So Ice decides to stay in the lane. What has he got coming out to him right now to hate him about? It's going to be just a set of boots for now, so he's playing it really slow and steady and just kind of hoping to get the upper hand as far as the surprise factor, I'd imagine, in the mid-game. EMP supercharges forward right here, but Air is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not so fast. And it looked like Fenrir was just getting a bit anxious to try to get on some action here. He's got boots on Ogre, so you're expecting him to kind of move around from lane to lane and try to see if he can get any sort of pickoffs here, but he hasn't got any sort of opportunity, and he's just going to continue to mosey on around and find a new home. Black has been continuously farming up the bottom lane. He's king as far as CS goes at 29-9, and, well, you see it right there. Ice ultimately will get taken down. It's a third time's a charm here for Hyperglory team as they are able to finally get a hold of that pesky Ricky and take him down. And, ooh, they get a nice EMP on mid lane. Air is going to lose all of his mana on his brew, and even if he does get his level 6 here, he's certainly not going to have the blue bar to use his split. So, very apparent. Super favoring the Quas Wex Invoker. He's going to go for more crowd control, and, well, with moves like that, your Brew's going to have a real struggling time trying to put together any sort of aggressive split if he's constantly on the defense. So, Ice goes down. It's a slow-paced game, really, here. We're about 6 minutes in. We finally see our first blood. It's very timid play right here, but that's okay for Vici Gaming. They have significant late game. They have a lot of their heroes with very high ceilings to kind of take it down the road, especially your Terrorblade, and he's currently sporting some of the highest CS in the game, himself and Super's Invoker, so they're very happy here. Ice may be struggling in his off lane, but Vici Gaming are getting a lot out of both the mid and the bottom lane, so it works to their favor. But Batrider, who's trying desperately to farm up quite a bit, is going to get scouted out here from Ice. At that same moment, Terrorblade does push on forward, use the Metamorphosis, and he's able to take down Elder Titan, but can he get away with it scot-free? The Brew following through, gets the Boulder off. AA's here trying to slow him down with the Ice Vortex, but Black is actually tanking up a lot of this. Oh, well, I say that, and then he ends up getting burnt to a crisp right there. The Immolation does come on through, and he just takes way too much, and, well, he doesn't have powered treads yet. He opted to go with the double band of elf skin so he could just get that little bit more right click out there. Uh-oh, AA gonna get caught out. Boom! Ice Path gonna lock Air right there, and he's happy to return fire. He steps back, gets a clap off. Ooh, very nice tornado, but Super, it's not gonna be enough, is it? Oh, is it? Is it? It will be. Wow! Jackie gonna be able to walk away from that one. Oh, Air was so close, and that tornado is the difference. Nice little play right there from Super to aid his dragon friend. Anyways, what I was talking about before, yeah, double band of Elfskin, you know, instead of just going right for the power treads, could have saved him in that kind of situation, but he opted instead to go with the double band so he can get a few more right clicks and easier CS in, which could ultimately still help out, but for now, they're zoning back Air. He's got no more mana to really work with. Super just throws out the casual cold snap as they really want to push in this bottom tier 1 tower.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But look at this. Batrider. Batrider, though, man, it's been a hard life if you're a Batrider. It's also been a hard life if you're me trying to catch kills. Top lane, Ogre, he is able to take out the Weaver. It looks like Ice does get a bit of redemption there. And, well, he's really happy to get something back for himself. He's got the Oof, huh? Interesting. Mid lane, though, they're making it go. Elder Titan, after falling in the bottom lane, rotates to the mid, and now he gets caught out. Dual Breath's going to be there, and Ice shows up just in time to casually help out with that kill. Air steps forward, gets the clap off, but really can't do much about it. So it seems like Hyperglory team a little messy right now, a bit all over the place. Bottom lane, though, woo, they make the jump. Sunder's going to be there, but it still doesn't help. Oh, AA, so close. Oh, 15 life. Woo, he's going to make his way out. Do we have it? Oh, he goes down. Ice shows up like a true assassin, is able to cut him right in the backhand side, and he got there so dang quick because he had the last of that haste. Nice stuff. So Vici Gaming able still to get one right back. 5-3 your score. Still unsuccessful in taking a tower, which is interesting this early. I think they could get it done with this Terrorblade. They might be able to sneak one in on the side, but they're having to work a little bit hard for it. We'll go ahead and switch it over net worth. It's Super's Invoker at the top. Right neck and neck with your Weaver, who's still getting lots of farm, mind you, in this top lane. Been here pretty much the whole game. Trying to build up what looks like the early Aquila possible Drums Foundation into a possible Lincoln's. We'll have to see where he goes from here.
Top tower
Air, clap attack. Forward, not going to catch, but just trying to stop Jakiro from getting those simple little liquid fires off, and he's going straight for it. 1-1-3, no surprise. Liquid fire, pretty ridiculous ability. And you're seeing him put on a nice little exhibition here on this mid tier 1 tower. Black's still making it work bottom lane. He pulls out his Metamorphosis, and I thought he was going to commit to a push, but he might use the remainder of it to kind of farm up the jungle, it looks like. But the jungle's already been farmed up. Huh. It's actually a very nice ward right here, planted right in the middle, and Black's not going to see much of anything to work with, and he has to walk all the way back, so some serious time wasted on your Metamorphosis, which isn't really farming anything. Ooh, timed Ice Path right there. Going to stop Weaver from coming through, but Jakiro will have to step side here, and we'll get the TP off. Ice Blast's not going to catch the mark, and FY makes a clean escape right back to the fountain. And now it looks like Ogre, who has got his level 6 now, farming up this top lane, going the Soul Ring build here. Alright, I like it. Boots and Wand, Ice 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 comes back, and, well, looking to possibly complete out his power treads unless he wants to go with his own bit of late game. I guess he could get a Midas, but didn't get it last time. And it looks like for the three of them, they're going to push up here in this top lane. Uh-oh, ZSMJ goes forward, but he goes forward into a sentry ward, gets scouted out. Cloud's going to put him there. He actually time-lapses back closer to the ward, but by that point, VG have already expended most of their abilities, and they're not going to get the kill. But, well, at that same moment, they find a kill here on the bottom lane. They put to use the first real Blink Lasso of the game, and they get a hold of Black. And fortunately, we couldn't catch the action as it happened right at the same time, but what can you do? Mid lane, they're going to eat a small Ice Blast that brings them down to half-life, but they're not really deterred. They're going to keep pressing it about, and it's been kind of this 2-2-1 style play, even at the 11-minute point here for VG Gaming, where they're leaving Black to just find his own bit of farm on the bottom, feeling like he's comfortable and happy on his own, but that time he gets caught out.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
And with that, the deny coming out from Hyper Glory Team, a tower that VG Gaming had been working so long at, not even going to get it. So very nice grab right there from Hyper Glory Team. 6-4 your score. VG Gaming off to an early start, but nothing too significant, about 500 gold net worth. As maybe looking to turn the corner here, Super, who has got his Cold Snap and Tornado at the ready. Thinks about maybe dancing right here. Air. Still trying to get a hold of his Blink Dagger. 1,300 gold, and he's got a little ways to go here. Not the best start for your Brewmaster, but you would love to be able to get back on track. Meanwhile, in the opposite jungle, they're trying to get a hold. Oh, big damage. It's going to force him for the Sunder. Does get it on Bat, but still doesn't save. But, oh, the long-range grab right there from Black. He gets the return kill with his last dying breath. He ends up trading 1 for 1. Wow, that worked out fairly good for him, but they also get a kill here on the top lane. Weaver takes down Ice Ice Ice, and, yeah, this is desperately all over the place, and starting to see how Gods felt the other night when he had to cast. Well, here we go. ZSMJ following up from that kill, able to farm up this top lane here. Your Weaver really bringing it home, and this tower could go down potentially, but oh, look at this. Look at this. ZSMJ will disconnect, and or we'll need a pause, rather, and yells out Uren Kale, which I don't know what the hell that means. It probably means lag or something of the sort, so we'll wait it out a bit. But it looks like they actually got it resolved. He's pushing here in the top tier 1 tower, which is very, very low, mind you. So unless they can pull out some sort of quick stop deny here, Super's trying to do it. Tornado EMP does catch, so he has no more mana for an ultimate right here, and Super's going to chase him down. In fact, he has no mana for... Oh, he just got it right there for Sakuchi. Okay, so those last moments of mana able to help him out. And Super steps back and gets the nice deny on the tower. So VG Gaming come up really good right there. Excellent heads-up play from Super on that one. Ice 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 after getting taken down the top lane. Just as I leave, though, they make a go on Super. Wow, they go real hard for that one. They dive past the tower and put to use again another fabulous lasso right here. Batrider has been really finding the kills ever since he got the Blink Dagger, but he's going to find himself killed? That's the question here. They're going to throw out the cold feet here. Fenrir looking to run back out, and he can't get far enough. He will be frozen solid, and a few more right clicks. They just kind of take down that Ogre, no problem. Ice 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 is here scouting him out. There's no more sentry up there, so they won't see him. He wants this kill on Pretty Ha. He is stalking him. Oh, he steps back, and, well, before he can even recognize what the hell is happening, Ice 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 gets those 2 licks in and is able to take down AA, and, well, now Ice 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 could be in trouble here. They're kind of hovering over the area, and, wow, that's just unmerciful. Air jumps in, drops a thunderclap right on his head, and Ice 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 hits the grave. 8-9 now. It's Hyper Glory Team that are ahead as far as kills. And we have to see across the map, Black, who had been farming up a little bit, still with only power treads, trying to throw together what looks like that good old reliable Yasha. There's a little bit more to go. He's third in net worth right now, but they're making a push here towards Elder Titan. Ooh, nice catch right there. EMP, not going to be there in perfect timing, but they still get some right clicks off, and they're able to take down their stand-in Ran. Elder Titan will go. Ice Blast is going to come on through. It catches on both of them very nicely. He's back going to go on a hunt for this one. He's got 7 more seconds, and the lasso will be up and at the ready. And it does not look like they will keep going. So, well, they do lose their Elder Titan and the tower. Vici Gaming do get a couple on that one. And, well, as the story goes, Ice returns back to his own bit of farm, and he actually is going to go with the Midas. So he is going to try to help out the late game, bring in more gold, bring in more XP. And for Hyper Glory Team, I'm loving the calls like this. They pull together a smoke. They're looking to go on the hunt, and a Midas is at his weakest right after you get it. Teams looking to prolong and go to the late game. They could get caught with their pants down here. Jump over. They get a hold of Black, and, well, they immediately take him apart. Hyper Glory Team. Oh, the courier. Oh, Bat Rider wants it. 3 seconds. He could have blinked, but at that point, you're just a little too deep, so he has to pull off. But, man, oh, man, Hyper Glory Team, they keep bringing the action, and they're going really high tempo, and that's a pace that VG Gaming don't like whatsoever. They're trying to take things a little bit slower. And Hyper Glory Team are looking to take him right to bed. They get down this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane and press on in. Now we're going to see the shift of the net worth back towards Vici Gaming, though, as they've been dedicated to farming more than trying to bring some action. They feel like the payoff is going to work to their favor as time goes on, and Hyper Glory Team trying to take advantage of the window opportunity they have at the moment. Top lane Elder Titan. Looks like he's, what, going for a 4-staff? He's got a Staff of Wizardry. You know, maybe a Yule's. We'll have to see where the hell he wants to go with this one. But, look at them. Aggressively, Super and Ghost Walk. Blitzing forward. Trying to see if you can get a glimpse of anyone right now. They're pinging continuously. It's a chase of the Astral, it looks like. But Elder Titan is able to make his retreat all the way to the mid lane. And VG Gaming uses smoke and don't find anyone. Where are they at, though? VG Gaming don't know. They step right back into lane, and maybe instead they'll kind of press forward and try to get a hold of this tier 1 tower. Hyper Glory Team, though, could go right for a trade themselves, going in on this mid tier 1 tower. All right, so possible trade here, bottom lane. Black has been trying to find his farm there. He's going to find a snowball, though. Jump forward, Lasso's going to lock him in, and wow, Bat Rider could do this alone, and they can. Oh, that is not good for your Terrorblade. And they're also going in on mid lane. Hyper Glory Team do not stop. They're making a go. Fenrir falls shortly after, while cycloning up Super. Very nice play from Air right now as he goes on in. The Rock's going to be there. They get 3 all day. They do lose ZSMJ in the meanwhile, but still, they can get Ice. They pop out the dust. They go near, and well, he's trying to make a quick slip escape. He goes down, about, and, well, back on in. Pulls out the Cloud, goes right to the A. Can't finish him off, unfortunately. He pulls out the TP, should make his quick escape. Sentry goes down. They still see him. He's, well, going to step on back and really just holds him there for a real long time, but can't get that kill. AA makes his escape, and, well, Hyper Glory Team, they find Black on the bottom and get a couple of sweet kills on the mid lane. They're looking real good right now. They're really taking advantage of this mid-game period, and they want to get the job done before this Terrorblade or Ricky or anyone else gets to a late game point when they could struggle a little bit. But I got to tell you, they've been putting a lot of pressure here on Black and putting him in check very nicely. He's 2-6 and still only has that Yasha right now. About 900 gold, but he's desperate to get right back into the farm. And Ice right now scouting out ZSMJ here. Let's see how he built this. 2, 3, and a 4. With 2 into his ultimate, okay. And he's just going to take away some of the, well, looks like a little bit of the jungle here of Hyper Glory Team. This Hyper Glory Team, maybe they come together. They're going to look to do another smoke. We'll see. Is there a smoke on this man? Well, he immediately goes forward here. They're going to sweep through their own jungle to see if there's anyone lagging behind. Ice was there, but he already makes the step on out, and they're just going to kind of flush out their jungle and see if anyone pops out, but they're not going to find anyone. And for everyone else, I mean, look at these little guys. Ice can't, you know, constantly going on scout. Super has his Ghost Walk at the ready. I mean, how long before, well, there it is, the gem. I was going to say, how long before the gem gets grabbed here from Hyper Glory Team, and, well, they already have it. So, The precious gem will be obtained here. Bat Rider going to look for a play here mid lane. Both teams kind of scouting it out. Really, VG Gaming, they're more focused on trying to build up farm. They're not going to be going for a Roche. It's just too much trouble. And well, with a Bat Rider on the other side, you really can't get a whole lot done. So here we go, though. They're going to go for a smoke and go right back towards Hyper Glory's side here. As Hyper Glory are still waiting about, checking out this mid lane. They could have company come in through the back door, which is not good. And both these teams just kind of really moving on through, but they do not see anyone. And look at this. Now even Hyper Glory team, they're going to go all the way through VG Gaming's jungle. And finally it looks like VG Gaming do make the ping out. They see them at the bottom of the river here, but they're not going to keep going. It's going to be popped, and they walk on back. Ice is going to be the closest one here, but he's going to be happily on his side. And this is a long, timid period of both teams kind of just taking little bits of farm, but moving together as a unit here. And here we go. We might see a cross as they quickly go for the D ward. VG Gaming see this happening, and for now just kind of step back. Hyper Glory team not going to look to allow VG Gaming to get a lot of control in their own jungle. Want to hold that for their own reserve, but VG Gaming looking to possibly take it back. FY goes up to the high ground here, turns the corner, but Bat is already around the other side, gets a hold of Super, brings him up and above towards his team here. Ice Blast is going to catch him, and Super immediately goes down. Your Earth Splitter flies on off, but FY moves on in, and, well, Black able to help fishing out that Ancient Apparition. They also quickly take down FY, and now it's Hyper Glory team still getting the most out of this one. Mid lane, VG Gaming continued their push with Ice and Jakiro on their way out, but it's VG Gaming who are still getting the best of it, taking 2 for the 1. And they very nicely locked down Super, and he can't get anything done. They're not done yet. Bat Rider. Blink up. No lasso, though. Still scouting out here. He's got that gem, so he sees Ice. Weaver moves forward, has a DD. And, well, with that, they're not going to keep moving further. So, Hyper Glory team kind of waiting a bit before they finally decide to make a decision. They're going to split off for now and consider that a bit of a victory as they claim back their jungle, even though they each have a ward over here. And let's kind of chalk it up for now. I mean, during that period of time, VG Gaming weren't getting a whole lot. Black was even involved in most of that, so he wasn't really farming on the side, but he has managed to throw together about 2,400 gold, and we'll see if he just decides to quickly complete out the Manta so he can just go into huge farm mode, or if he needs to go more survivability. We'll have to see. He'll push up here in the top lane and go for more split push, and VG Gaming are kind of back to square one as far as their farm. Ice has had this Midas for quite a while. He has no gold. What did he get? What do you got here? He's got his own Yasha. Alright, great. So it's a Yasha party. The good old dual Yashas. Alright. Super steps back from mid lane, and now it's Hyper Glory team who are looking to go back the other way. They start heading on through VG Gaming's territory, scouting out through and above. They have the high ground view here. Fenrir on the low ground. Bat doesn't want that. He's waiting, though. He wants the right target to be there, but fortunately, VG Gaming see that pretty much no Hyper Glory team are on the map whatsoever, and really don't want to be overstretching their reach if they don't have a way out. I mean, bottom lane, Ice, no problem. He's just going to be going with FY and doing a bit of a side push here, and trying to force Hyper Glory team to come out from hiding and defend this tower somewhere, and it is going to be Elder Titan who does bite. Mid lane, they do get a hold of that tier 1, and, well, they don't find a target as far as getting any sort of pick-off, but they do take a tier 1 structure. VG Gaming still continue to find farm on the side. It just doesn't seem like it's really going anywhere for either team. But Hyper Glory team, the longer this goes, the more farm VG Gaming get. It just continues to get a little bit better for them. ZSMJ has his BKB, so we'll see where he wants to take it from here. That certainly does help, but his right-click damage is going to be pretty grim. If he gets caught out on the bad end of a smoke and a silent setup, he'll be in trouble. Hyper Glory team just kind of take control of Vichi's jungle now and just take all the farm on the way out here. Ice could be scouted out. Has a gem, but doesn't want to go for the Blink Lasso yet. Puts himself into a cloud. Flame Break stops him. He's still there. Instead, he Blink Strikes back. He wants to go hold of Elder Titan. Can he get him? Nope. He's going to get smacked in the face from Air. Air is going to go ahead and take down that Ricky. And after a bit of a lull in the game, Ice gets caught out there in the bottom lane. They grab a hold of a Bounty Root, quickly do a bit of a D-ward here, and maybe they look to try to control the Roche side. Ogre doesn't want it to happen so easy. And here we go. They get the Yules. Air. Lockdown. Ice Path Macropyre puts him in his place, but the Force Staff's going to step him on back. Super moves on in. EMP, can it get off in time? Can they take him down? No! The split does come off, and they make a go on Super now with the lasso. They pull him on in, and they quickly take down the Invoker. So close, yet so far from taking down Air, but Air comes right back, and, well, it's Hyperglory team for, what, the third, fourth straight fight that come out on top with this one. 3-0. Given that Vici Gaming tried to get that done short a hand, it's going to be a Radiance build, it looks like here from Black, on this Terrorblade. So the damage will be built up quite significantly as his farm will continue to get a lot better, but as far as stats go, will not get much better. He's only at about 800 life. If he gets caught on the back end of even a simple Ice Blast, it could prove to be very critical for him. Back the other way we go. Look at this. Breaks even. Hyperglory team take control of the net worth back after that fight here. And, well, now they're getting a hold of Batrider here. Yules into the whole kit and caboodle of her Jakiro. He's able to force Steph away from this one. Can Super catch him with Tornado? Yes, he can. EMP follow-up. Batrider. He's going to get blasted, and he will go down. ZSMJ, though, able to clean up a return kill, taking down Jakiro. But, boom! It is going to be ZSMJ who goes down on this one as now Super looks for more. Pretty, huh? Trying to make a retreat out, and, well, it looks like they might come up a bit short here, but uh-oh. Pretty Hot puts himself into a bad area, and, well, he's going to get caught out and quickly taken down. Ogre Magi is going to pick up that one. Fenrir gets it, and we'll push towards this Tier 2 tower now. Black at the back end of his Metamorphosis is going to try to dish a little bit more damage, but Air's still here, and, well, it looks like VG Gaming are really desperate to try to push this one forward, clearing out the creeps, and don't want to walk away unless they at least get this Tier 1 with it.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, they're not even going to get it. I say that, and then they don't get it, and they leave anyways. All right, VG Gaming. Fair enough, I guess. So they're just happy to finally get up on top on one of these fights. They take down that Precious Weaver from Hyperglory team, you know, the dark horse for their team as far as late game goes. He's brought back down to about 1,900 gold, and, well, he just promptly returns back up the top lane to get back on that farm.
Haste.
Ice steps back, and, well, he's got his Morbid Mask here and Ring of Protection. The last time when we looked on that Dota and he played this, he got, what, 2 different Sanjin Yashas and a Mask of Madness. Well, it looks like he's going down something similar here. He's got the Yasha. He's probably going to finish out what looks like a Vlad's, and then I guess he can finish out the Sanjin Yasha. Why not, right? Smoke here on the backhand side from Hyperglory team. They go on in. They get a hold of Jakiro trying to tame him. Can they pull him all the way in? Air jumps in, pulls out the Bruce Split, and they can take down both supports if they want, and they will. They invest a lot for it, but hey, now they got the advantage in numbers. They can go for objectives now. They keep moving forward here. Super's near, but he gets caught in a Cyclone. Very nice grab from Air right there as he throws Super up in the air. Can they get a good follow-up, however? Immediate Tornado, EMP to catch him on the high ground. Super just blitz for the high ground to get away from this one, and will. But still, Hyperglory team get a good couple of grabs. Ice pushing this top lane a little bit, but Hyperglory team are doing a little bit of damage on their Tier 2. And then they step back. Both teams not looking to overcommit too much after they get the job done in a fight. Surprising. I mean, for VG Gaming, it's obviously a lot easier when they come out on top in one of the fights, and if they eventually build up farm and do come out on top, it's going to be a lot easier for them to really siege and push forward with Jakiro's Liquid Fire and, well, Black's Terrorblade. It's not going to take a whole lot of effort to really bring down a lot of structures, whereas for Hyperglory team, their push is, it's okay. It's not the best, though. I mean, they kind of have to do it the more old-fashioned way with right clicks and, you know, Weaver's attack speed and Gemini, but outside of that, it's not as aggressive as push as you see on the side of Vici. So Hyperglory team are coming out on top in a lot of these fights, but are they getting a lot of, you know, objectives done, at least in the window of time they have in this game? We'll have to see.
ZSMJ is going to defend out the mid lane a little bit, while VG Gaming will push out the top a bit. And they're going to go right back towards this tier 2. While they do this, it's going to drag a lot of Hyper Glory team towards that top lane, leaving Super to work with this bottom. He's got his Orchid here, but here we go, top lane. Black pulls out the Metamorphosis. Air jumps forward, but gets thrown right up into a Yule's Ice Path Macrofire, but with that BKB, he walks right through it. They jump right past, get a hold of Black, and they just quickly manhandle him and take him down. No Sunder for you, sir. Ice is going to fall quickly thereafter. Both those cores don't even stand a chance. They do get the Bat Rider on the return, but it's just too late for even Super as he tries to get in time, but can't quite make it. This Hyper Glory team would pull out a nice stellar defense, and well, you guys might want to consider defending this tower on the way back. It's only at 30 life. So please, do yourself the favor and deny it. Before like someone like Ice sneaks up there and just gets it. That would be embarrassing. Uh-oh. Air, who blinks down towards the rune, puts himself in a bit of trouble here. That Ice Path is going to catch both of them, but Air is already very much wounded. He's going to run on out, and actually he's going to be forced to pull out the split. Can he get a kill with it now? Oh, he might. Gets a hold. FY in trouble. Cyclone's going to be up. And now the Self-Fuel's here, but here comes help. It's enough time to delay a bit. Can VG Gaming make the best of this? It's going to be the Ice Path out. They get pretty hot. They are able to burn down the AA. They do lose their Jakiro, however. Hey, oh, Air. Very nice. Blink up to the high ground right now. And, well, before he does walk away, gets off a little bit of that drunken haze. And it's ZSMJ who cleans it up. Gets a double kill for himself. Hyper Glory team continue to find more and more across the map. And, well, VG Gaming thinking they can make an engagement like that happen, knowing that they aren't going to have all hands on deck. Might have been a bit short-sighted, unfortunately. Black does have that Radiance now complete, but I still fear for his survivability. He doesn't even have 1,200 life, and uh-oh, bottom lane. Ice. Going to get brought right up to the high ground. Now, he can always go on down, which he does. He blink strikes to the bottom, eats that Dagon, but Flame Break. And that lingering right click coming out from ZSMJ is going to get it done. He gets a killing spree, and that is enough for them to easily move right into this Roche pit. And Hyper Glory team, man, I got to tell you, they're doing some serious work. It looked like a bit of a struggle at the start in laning phase, but really, it's been coming together very nicely. Ever since the Bat Rider got a hold of that Blink Dagger, he has been putting it to strong use, finding kills across the map, and pretty much ever since then, Hyper Glory team have been coming out on top, really pushing the pace of this game. VG Gaming trying to stretch it out a bit more. Anytime they do go in for an engagement, it seems a bit uncomfortable. So we'll see, though, if they can continue to stall this one out a little bit more until their Terrorblade can really come online and reach that critical mass. Manta and Radiance, though, for now, is it going to really be enough? Invis at the top. Black walks past, and they still haven't denied this? They still have not denied this. Uh-oh. You gotta be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. The catapult walks in and takes the tower, and Pretty Hot is still gonna go down. Oh my god. Oh, that was a free tower. Are you kidding me? Mind you, that tower had been at, what, 30 life for like 4 minutes now? 3 minutes? There was a full fight elsewhere. They walked away after that engagement, what felt like a week ago. They leave the tower, and they finally ping it out there, but that catapult's like, nice tower. And unfortunately takes it. Oh, that was, I don't know, maybe baiting him into a fight on the top of the map, who knows. But, well, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Bat Rider to blink on forward and take that dragon and, well, cut him apart and turn him into a purse or something. Hyper Glory team just keep on striking and hitting it right to VG Gaming. Uh-oh, Super crossing over right here. Doesn't quite know exactly if the Bat's going to be nearby with that gem, so has to play a little bit more timid here, but VG Gaming's jungle is under constant watch. They have these very nice aggressive wards put down right here, and now you got, uh-oh, jump right on. Air sees, the second he sees Fenrir, he just goes right away, but the silence is going to be there from Super. He sees Super now and is like, whoa, 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 uh-oh. Nice two-man tornado here. Ice jumps immediately in. Can he get the cloud to slow him down? He can here. Air is going to have to be pulling out the BKB, steps back, and will pull out the split. So now he's like, let's do it. Time to dance. Turns on back. Ice Path. Oh, it's going to connect very nicely. Black now has to second-guess his commitment into this fight. Steps back briefly here, and, well, Brood trying to make the retreat out. Earthsplitter flies on through, and, well, Terrorblade. We question his survivability. He just gets blown up right there under that big Earthsplitter coming in from the north, and, Well, Fenrir and Vici Gaming, they still feel confident to go on in. Macropyre on the follow-up of the Yules. Can they take down air? They can. Big grab for them right there. The rubber band looking to bounce on back for Vici Gaming, but all during that time, ZSMJ on his Weaver, he wasn't involved. He'd been split pushing on the side. He has a lot of freaking farm now. Desolator already online, plus near 3K. Uh-oh. That Weaver starting to hit pretty dang hard. He's going to begin to outmuscle Black's Terrorblade soon enough. Terrorblade. Terrorblade soon enough. And, well, with that, Vici Gaming, their farm window, I mean, you can't see it because it looks like a hot mess on that mini-map, but their farming area begins to decline quite dramatically a bit. And we'll have to see. Hyper Glory Team, they still have that Aegis, don't they? They do. ZSMJ, maybe he's going to throw together his next item, and then they're going to go for a big fight, I'd imagine. 3.2k. Is he at the point when he wants to reserve a bit of buyback gold? Yeah, I'd say so. Well, let's see. It's going to go right for maybe an MKB. Still has plenty of time to work with. 8 seconds. Not too bad here. This late in, but here we go. Black and Super here. If they can lead it off with a good Tornado lockdown set, Orchid, who knows, right? But for now, Sakuchi's back. Sees a glimpse of Black, and, well, now he's thinking about maybe making a go here. But he doesn't know. Super's nearby. Pulls out immediate Cold Snap and Orchid here. ZSMJ steps back, but it's not going to be enough. He just BKB time-lapse, and he'll be A-OK. Scouts right past FY, and will make his way out. Oh, ice, ice, ice. Almost could have scouted him out right here. And now it looks like Hyper Glory Team are going to fight right back. Jumping on up is going to be your Bat Rider once again. Gets a nice lasso, gets a hold of Ice, Ice, Ice. Your Ice Blast not going to quite catch him, but still they do finish him off. And they're not done yet. They're going to keep going in now. Oh, step back. Big multi right now on ZSMJ. Can they take down the bug? They can, but that's only his Aegis. Now Black, and he gets stepped over, does get the Sunder off just in time, but the split shortly follows up. Black still can be caught out right here, and he will be blasted down. Another good Earth Splitter thrown out for your Elder Titan. Super blowing up. This natural order is just doing huge amp damage at this point. Ice, 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 who had already been taken down, had bought back, come right back in, could go down again. They're going to get Fenrir right there. A double kill for your Elder Titan. Ice, Ice, Ice. Could get nearly taken apart and will be. It's a dieback for him. FY also could go down. Is this 6 or 7 kills right here? Hyper Glory Team are cleaning house of Vici Gaming right now. A mega kill for ZSMJ on that one. They invest so much to even just get him down with that one life, and it's still going to be Hyper Glory Team who come out on top. Look at that. 6 for 3. The buyback from Ice, Ice, Ice will definitely put him back as far as farm progression, and Hyper Glory Team take the biggest lead of this game so far. About 6-7k. Oof. Holy Toledo. I gotta say, Bat Rider, Ancient Apparition, they've been doing fantastic work so far. Since that Blink Dagger, man, he has been finding the mark as far as initiations and solid lockdown plays, and AA has been right there with a great follow-up Ice Blast that more often than not will hit its target, and it's been impressive play. And he's doing this with a Veil. Wow, look at that. That's interesting because more often than not, AA, will get an Ags, and that means he likes to be working from a distance. That's when you get the most out of your Ice Blast, So you're typically not close enough to really put out the Veil, but it looks like Hyper Glory Team, they're digging this style where maybe AA is a little more closer to the fray. And now he'll be right in there to put out the Veil. That Ice Blast's going to be doing huge damage. I mean, now you got your Veil plus your Ice Vortex plus your Natural Order, and these spells are going to be doing so much serious damage. It's not surprising that Elder Titan has a Dagon. Oh, here we go, Bat Rider, but this time he's not going to be getting the right target. After I give him severe props, he unfortunately comes up short getting a hold of one of Black's illusions, so Black very nicely baits out that lasso in the mid lane. And now with lasso down, we'll see. VG Gaming, is this one of the few windows where they can actually go on the offensive here now? We'll have to see. Super scouts out the bottom lane. Elder Titan's going to be here. He's going to need some extra help. And now Elder Titan knows. Sees the effects of the Ghost Walk being right there, and he's trying to run the other way here. Ran. Can he run? No, he cannot. Ran is down, and it's going to be Super who cleans up that kill. So they get a nice little one grab right there on the bottom lane. Elder Titan just out a little bit too far with not enough intel on the map as far as where everyone went, and Good work in rotation coming through from both Super and Ice 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 to get that grab. But still, Hyper Glory team, for now, holding the net worth lead. But Black continues to farm. Now having the ultimate orb, he's going to go right for what looks like the Scotty grab. And at that point, your Terrorblade doesn't have to worry too much about being so puny. That's when the gains really come together. That Scotty is pretty much the creatine for Terrorblade to kind of get swole. And it's not going to be so easy to quickly burst him. You're seeing points now where Black isn't just immediately blown up. It's like you kind of have to use a couple of spells, but uh-oh, here we go. Mid lane, they get a hold of Super with that lasso, and they just kind of make quick work. Nice little exhibition right there from your Air and Bat Rider. And the Ice Blast. It's been what they've been working with most of this game, and it's been working. Brew does use a BKB for that one, but I imagine it's already down to about 5 seconds. It's at 6 seconds, actually, so it's getting pretty low. Meanwhile, top lane, though, ZSMJ could be in a bit of trouble right here. But what they don't know is Vici Gaming is still relatively close. They get the Veil off right here, but FY could make his way out, and he will. Alright, so they flirt a bit in this top lane, but Vici Gaming do make a bit of an escape. No problem. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen for this next Roche, which is up momentarily, and, well, Fenrir's already on it. He puts down a nice little ward right here to scout out what's happening, and that way, even if they do consider going for Roche themselves, they will be able to have the prime vision to see what the hell the Bat Rider's actually doing. Who still has his gem, mind you. He is 10-3 on this Bat. Uh-oh. Going forward here. Gets a glimpse of Ice, Ice, Ice. He's going to need help. Is he going to blink away to his friends? No, he's going to drop the cloud. His friends are going to come on forward here. And, well, Fenrir actually gets that Flame Break brought his way. Ice Blast connects very nicely on that choke point on 2. Ice Path to try to zone him back here. And, well, Bat Rider actually uses his BKB on that one, but doesn't get the lasso target quite yet. But now they'll be able to get Fenrir. And I think Fenrir already knows he's dead, so he's trying to drag them away. Space created, hopefully, says Fenrir as he does go down. And, well, Hyper Glory team, they invest a lot of movement time, but they do ultimately get it, and Bat Rider takes down that Fenrir ward. Oh, so for Vici Gaming, not really getting a lot on the bottom part of this map. It's still more on Black here, who's making do with what he can here at the top lane. I gotta tell you, though, he is farming pretty quick. Still second in net worth, though. ZSMJ at 19k has his heart now. So this bug is not so squishy. Very, very durable. Now with the crit. Ooh, investing all of his money right now. No buyback gold at this point for him, but that right click is going to be coming out pretty hard. So it's looking like a very uncharacteristic kind of game for Vici Gaming, and, well, I could say that, but at the same time, Hyper Glory team, though I haven't personally watched a whole lot of the China division, have a current standing of 2-0. So maybe the big turnaround play here. Uh-oh, Black. Bat Rider scouts him out. Lasso pull on back. Black has just got to get desperate here for maybe a Sunder, but they take him down. And mind you, Black had his Scotty for that. And I was expecting that he would be able to withstand a bit more, but clearly not. With the whole team right there, it's just too much. And Elder Titan on hand with that natural order, he just can't do anything. He just gets ripped apart. Terrorblade's down immediately. Has no buyback, obviously, because he bought the Scotty. But he's out for a minute. Hyper Glory team can do Roche, and it's up. So, no problem. Ice 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 desperately trying to push this bottom lane for now so they can at least have a little bit of room to wiggle around this pit area if they want it. But their ward had already been taken down up here. And, well, it's looking like ZSMJ also with a DD. Man, everything just working out very nicely for him. Now Roche is going to go down pretty quick. Easy grab. Desolator, DD. No effort whatsoever. He's going to drop his ring, and now ZSMJ with an extra life. Ooh, Ice, Ice, Ice. Got to be careful here. Bat Rider, though, busy in the top lane with that gem. Not going to see him as they scout out here. And I'm curious, as Hyper Glory team still not really going for objectives. They get lots of team fights in their way, and they don't really follow through with a whole lot. We still got all 3 towers up here. It's 43 minutes in, and we have tier 2s all over the frickin' place. So maybe with this Aegis they can actually follow through with a little bit more. And for Vici Gaming, you know, how long do we have to stall out before it's that point when maybe we can make the big bounce back kind of play? Super's got his Force Staff with Perseverance here. I'm curious if he's going to go right for the Lincolns, just in case he gets caught with a lasso, or if he's going to go, I don't know, Refresher? I doubt it for Quas-Wex, but more than likely it could just be a simple Lincolns. Certainly would help, and he could put that Lincolns onto Black and have a bit of extra protection for the Batrider lasso. So I imagine that's what's going to be, but that pretty much puts most of everything into Black as far as him being able to try to bring it back for his team. Ice does have his Senjin Yashi. He's actually really close to his BKB. But they'll make a move here towards this top lane while Hyper Glory Team are still trying to find a way to make a push together and maybe start going for some more tier 2s. They do get the one on bottom. It's ZSMJ who pretty much gets it done solo. But VG Gaming are also breaking the base with Black's illusions here. They're adding a bit of pressure, and it is going to force back Air. But if Air shows himself, then we'll know this mid lane. But he goes all the way in, pulls out the Bruce split. Uh-oh. FY makes it out. This split is going to be for nothing. And Black is still taking down the tower. The Forge Spirits are also out for this one. This tier 3 almost goes down. And Air pulls out his split. I don't know, maybe he was thinking that that was one of Black and he might be able to get a hold of Jakiro with a Cyclone, but that doesn't work. ZSMJ gets brought down pretty low. He still has the Aegis, however, but can they make him spend the life? He actually uses his BKB just before he goes down. Oh, no. ZSMJ, he's going to come back here, look to make a run out. Can he get away from this one? Still has time lapse if necessary. VG try to go on hot pursuit for it, but they can't quite follow through. Pretty Hot is going to get scouted out here in the woods, and, well, he's not going to be surviving. Yep, Liquid Fire going to be right there, and he will go down. And this is unfortunate. Hyper Glory Team now Air's back, but he does not have that split. And without that split, this is a big fight for VG Gaming if they can do it. Lasso is going to pull up. The Ogre Magi to the high ground right now, and Ice Blast is going to be there. It's going to be able to connect, and they are able to take down ZSMJ, and also on the backhand side, Ran trying to get away with Air now. It's Hyper Glory Team on the retreat. VG Gaming in a fight that we haven't seen in quite some time, able to come out on top of this one, and they continue to find more here as they do eventually get a hold of Rand's Elder Titan. It's Ice who eventually catches up, and well, I gotta say, that awkward moment there at the top lane where Air thought he was going to be able to get a nice pickoff play with that split leads to be a bit of a downfall. He can't get to the fight in mid lane, and he's forced to run there after TPing to the top, and then when he gets there, he doesn't have the ultimate to work with. VG Gaming have a lot, and now a team which I said was going to be much easier at pushing after coming off a big fight victory flex that muscle here. They take down this tier 2 mid. They did lose Black, but still definitely getting a lot out of this one. For a team that was behind in net worth, they get the most out of that rubber band. So top lane, a very low tier 3. Oh, FY just has to walk up and Liquid Fire it. Boom! Liquid Fire, attack, it's dead. Good grab right there. So they get that little bit of extra gold. And here we go, and engagements towards the mid lane. Air does have his Bruce split back. They pop their BKBs, and they look to go right towards the high ground area. And, well, Ogre going to be caught with no mana. Going to get hit with the rock. Ice steps back, throws out the cloud to try to help his ally. Super going to be there as well. And it is going to be enough to force them to step back. And look what's been going on all the meanwhile. Jakiro just continues to push into the base, getting Liquid Fires off on the melee racks. Actually brings it down to about half life, but that life will heal back up slowly but surely. And man, Fenrir with his Agnum Scepter. That's big damage. Big burst damage on anyone, if caught. And he just gets that right RNG. And oh, Ice. Oh, he wants that gem. Goes right to the low ground. He'll get it. Oh, free gem right there. Ice. Gets a hold of Bat. Gets a little bit of help right there from Super. And they get that gem right back. And uh-oh. VG Gaming quickly turned this game right upside down. And now it's Hyper Glory Team. That window, is it closed? I do talk about windows a lot. But VG Gaming, this is their time now. Things start coming up all good for them. The late game begins to glisten. You got 3.7 frickin' K on your Terrorblade Black. And I'm getting a bit nervous for Hyper Glory Team as far as the potential from here. They've gotten so many team fights. Where's the gem? Oh, they handed off to Super. Okay. Alright, so Super can Ghost Walk and kind of quickly go on a D-Ward mission expedition if he wants to. But they get a lot of fights on the side of Hyper Glory Team, but they don't take a lot of towers. They don't get a lot of objectives. I mean, they take one tier 2 finally on the bottom, but you still have a lot to break through here. And by this point, you're starting to see slowly VG Gaming get the upper hand in some of these engagements. And they're a team who can really capitalize on the back end of a good fight. We'll see Ice Ice Ice. Oh, nice little convenient regen. I'm going to have all my mana back. No problem. They immediately ping for the bottom, and that's where ZSMJ is. And still got 6 seconds on his BKB. Do they have enough to take him down? This time with no Aegis. Still with his ultimate. He has no vision. He does not see Ice Ice Ice. He can hunt him right now. Oh, they're going to see him in lane here. Do they have enough? Oh, they will with Fenrir, and they're going to go. Ice Path, and they're going to time this out. Macropyre, Cloud, anything. They don't even need the Cloud. CSMJ just thinks he can farm out in this lane by himself, but Hyper Glory Team not aware that Vici Gaming are just right there next door. They're able to quickly move on through, and when they only have really the one gem holder, actually they don't even have the gem anymore. It's Ice 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 who could just kind of scout everyone out, and it really gets to a point when some of these cannot even hold gem. They have just too many items at this point, and they're forced to let their Ricky just kind of roam around and get everything they want. And now it's Hyper Glory Team that are just against the ropes. They step back. They lost their Weaver now for a full minute with no buyback whatsoever, and I'd have to say it's not going to be too much longer before Vici Gaming just kind of swallow up the Hyper Glory Team base. Now you got Black. He's got his Eagle Song. Actually, he could have pretty much finished out his Butterfly, but he is probably going to reserve a bit of gold for that buyback, of course, which he does have. But let's see here. CSMJ, he doesn't have an MKB, not near an MKB. Once this potential Butterfly comes together, there's nothing they can really do that Terrorblade anymore. Ice 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 with DD. Oof. Scouting out the mid lane. They don't have the vision of him. He jumps right on in and second guesses his commitment. Lead the Drunken Haze on the way out and just steps back for now. As Vici Gaming, they circle the base here. They pull out their smoke, and looks like they're going to blitz right towards this top lane. And look at this. Black pulls out the Metamorphosis, Manta Illusions, and here we go. Dun da 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 dun da 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 da. They just try to take the base, and wow, they were one more hit away, and that poor little ranged Rax would have gone down at only 15 life. But mid lane, here we go. Jump forward from Bat, but he gets immediately halted from a very nice Ice Path right there, and Super just kind of cleans up the rest. Your Batrider immediately out, going to be forced to buy back. He still has that lasso to work with, but will the second time be the charm here? They have to keep spreading thin, though, because top lanes where Black continues to siege. Trying to finish off those racks. He takes down the top one while the rest of his team push it on the mid lane. Where is Hyper Glory Team going to fight? ZSMJ is going to opt for the mid lane. He gets his little snow mittens for attack damage, and Vici Gaming just promptly pull back. Could wait out for this Roche. It's going to be up in just a moment's notice, and Black could continue to pressure out top lane. Is quickly up to about 4,500 gold, mind you. It's a bit ridiculous. And they have Bloodlust. Man, Ogre is just so good. That Bloodlust is going to do so much for everyone on their team. Not even just Bloodlust. They have Bloodlust and Alacrity, for God's sakes. I don't know, man. Vici Gaming. Their late game is crazy good. And that one-turn fight was more than enough for them to just put it on the accelerator and take this back. Batrider with the gem again. Oh, he's going to get scouted out with that Tornado as he dewards. Good deward grab because Vici Gaming, it was very apparent that they wanted to go for Roche, and now they're not going to have that extra bit of vision. So they do this knowing that Bat is potentially nearby. But the nice thing is that he did just use his Fireflight. So he definitely doesn't have that for about 20 seconds. So can we take Roche down in that period of time? Sure. So they'll just go ahead and quickly take down Roche before Bat can even pull out a Fireflight. He's not there. He's not close enough. Roche is going to go down, and that Aegis is going to be put towards Ice Ice Ice. During that time, they don't even need Black. Black is doing his own side push here in the top lane. He's got a job he wants to finish, and that's taking out this melee Rax. But here we go, engagement towards the mid lane, Secret Shop side of Hyper Glory Team. It's Air pushing on in, and Ogre able to quickly clean out that AA. Now the forward lasso. They get a hold of Super, but this time, can they get him? They can. Nice grab on Super. He does have the buyback, but all that meanwhile, look what happened here in the top lane. Black dun, da, 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 moves his way in and takes down the last Rax, and now Hyper Glory Team wounded inside the base. Meanwhile, back at mid, they press and try to get a hold of Ogre, but now Brew, with no more time left on his split, able to just make his way back towards his own base. And Elder Titan continues to build up that Dagon. He's trying to go for like a big zap play. With all of the amplified damage they have on their team, he's just hoping that he could just one-shot someone down to nothing. Maybe if they had a Necro on their team as well, that would be something to just add a nice little cherry on top for this kind of Dagon ET, but not going to be the case. And now, Hyper Glory Team, they're the sheep as they get herded back into their baseline. It's VG Gaming who just sweep through and take control of all the farm on the Hyper Glory side, and they leave them starving with nothing. As VG Gaming have become the team to just kind of scout out the whole area and decide when it's the right time to make an advancement. Constantly leaving Black to do his own doing on the side lane, pressing on in. He's got his Hyperstone now as he looks to build together, I would imagine, the AC. And then the siege gets a bit ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Here we go, though. Hyper Glory Team going pretty far out here towards this mid lane. They scout out Black, but they really can't make some sort of big jump in unless maybe they have their Bat Rider and everyone at the ready. But for now, they'll step back. ZSMJ is going to go for that MKB. He's got the Demon Edge, but he's going to need a lot more. And, well, he still doesn't have enough for a buyback. And he needs to make sure he holds enough for that, too. Especially if Hyper Glory Team are going to have to go into a last hurrah. But this is becoming quite the girthy game, I'd have to say. 55 minutes in for just game number 1. We have 2 more games for you coming after this. 2 more best of ones. As VG Gaming looking to go on forward towards a 4-1 record here in Starladder Season 11. And Hyper Glory Team trying to stay undefeated and go towards the 3-0. It's Hyper Glory Team that kind of have their backs against the wall. 7,500 net worth lead for VG Gaming. It's still Black ahead now on net worth. CSMJ just behind about 3K on his Weaver. But it has quickly been turned around that VG Gaming control dominance of this map, and they will not let up any sort of push, even using out the Macro Pyre to prevent these lanes from really advancing. Here we go. Air is like, maybe I can get a hold of that dragon. You know, he'll just quickly clear out this wave. Trying to relieve the pressure. VG Gaming have been trying to put their hand around Hyper Glory's neck. Just begin to slowly clench down, but Hyper Glory Team are just trying to find some breathing room at this point. Pushing on out and finding himself some farm, but you see people like Super over here. He's taking away all the farm in the jungle. Black has been moving in the area, taking away his own ancient stack inside farm, but Hyper Glory Team are constantly moving as a group, just trying to push back each lane one by one, but as they go mid, bottom lane, VG's already there again, pushing in the bottom. So they're going from one lane, pushing it back, and then they go to the mid lane, they push it back, and then they got to go back to the bottom lane and push it back there. It's a headache. And you can tell VG Gaming are getting the most out of it as far as farm. They got the whole jungle to work with, plus all the lanes, and their own jungle. Hyper Glory Team are only getting what they can out of the lanes and pushing them back. And they got to prioritize that farm on the cores, on the brew, on the Weaver. Struggle. To struggle. Oh, here we go. Jump in. It is going to happen here. It's going to be on FY. Can they take down the Jakiro? He's still got so much life. They can't even do it. They'll just throw out a TP to try to get away. They do get the Ogre, however, and they do manage to clean him up right there. Super does come in. It's a little late. He is able to force to the low ground to get away from this one. Hyper Glory Team do clean out both supports, but they're investing a lot of movement to try to get them as the top, here goes Black. He just goes right towards mid lane, and he's trying to slowly siege down this mid tier 3 tower, and it ain't pretty, but they're going for a win, and that's what matters in Dota. And here we go once more. They're going to push all lanes back towards Hyper Glory Team's front doors. And when they get invested on going for some sort of engagement on one of the side lanes, the opposite side will just push on in. And they figure they can go on bottom lane, I'd imagine, because they already lost top. So if they want to push in top, they have to kind of go in through top and all the way back towards mid, and it's a lot more time. Regeneration. Ice. Let's look at him real quick on this Ricky. I mean, in a situation like this, what is he really doing? I mean, it's not in that kind of stage of the game where you can find solo heroes and go for a quick, surprise attack kind of a play. He's useful in being able to gather bits of intel and has his cloud, but I don't know. I'm curious what kind of impact he made, and you know, maybe if they pick someone else in that slot, this would be just a little bit of an easier game. We'll have to see. They step back, and it's Hyper Glory team that are just moving through, smoked up. VG Gaming side way into enemy territory now, out past their comfort zone. They don't see anyone, but they are being pinged out. They head right up to the high ground here and back out where they came, as they're going to come up short on finding anyone. And as VG Gaming do move together on their own side, they're not going to scout anyone out quite yet. Black is still hanging out in the Hyper Glory jungle, just keeping pressure here at the top lane with these illusions, constantly moving forward, very Naga-esque, as they just clear him out easy. And well, you see Hyper Glory team, oh, we got to go up here now. Now we got to relieve pressure here. Elder Titan steps forward with air, and they're just on constant defensive duty from top to bottom. Bounty rune, sweet.
Double damage.
Black is pretty much fully slotted with the exception of maybe getting some boots of travel, and I don't know, then after that you can start building on a courier, I suppose. But he is at 32k. Ridiculous amounts of farm for Black right now, and here we go. Shiva's jump forward, air, trying to quickly take down FY here on Jakiro. He steps back, Ice Path, but the Cyclone was already out from Super, and well now, air, popping his BKB, able to clean up that Ogre, and they take down Jakiro again. It's another fight where Hyper Glory team get a couple of supports, but is there damage being done elsewhere? Black actually goes right back to base. It looked like he pushed in a little bit towards this mid lane, but not enough to really do any sort of significant damage. The tower is still at about half life, and well, as Super just puts out a little bit of harassment, he'll quickly step back, and more or less the same we go here. Instead of Black now, it's going to be Ice pressuring up top lane. And they'll probably just wait until they keep adding all this pressure and they can just have an easy Roche grab. Maybe at that point, with the Aegis on their side, they can go for a last hurrah and really break the base. Uh-oh, what's this? They scout out Ice here. He's going to actually pop his BKB, and he also, oh, very nice, has an Abyssal, pops it out here on Bat, but Bat just goes to the high ground, and now Bat back in it. Going to be unsilenced. Can he get the lasso grab? He can. Now he pulls Ice back. Ice Blast's going to be there. Ice is going to go down. He gets immediately shattered. But bottom lane, that's where VG Gaming pull out the accelerator and start going on in. They get this tier 3 down pretty low, but can't finish it. Mid lane, Black and his illusions continue to slowly wither down the tower there. More rinse and repeat. Hyper Glory. They pull out a nice engagement on the side. They get their pickoffs, but when they go back home, there's been damage done. Look at Black here with these illusions. Just, yep, and there it goes. Now only down to 250 life. It's just delaying the inevitable before these towers end up finally just being broken, and then the Raxes are going to be fully exposed. And you know, what do? Hyper Glory team trying their best to try to make an all-or-nothing kind of a play, but you're really never going to see VG Gaming together as 5, where you can make a big team play happen. Unless they commit everyone to the Roche pit. But if they do what they did last time, they'll only need a couple of people here, and they can just leave Black to his own devices here on the top lane and constantly keep some of Hyper Glory team in their own base. While others, like these two, try to go on their own bit of expeditions. Oh, big 4 times. Big 4 times follow-up. Whoa, double 4 times here for your Ogre, the ding-ding. And, well, he might get donged on the head. He does go down right there. Air grabs up the grab here on your Ogre, and now they press back. Jakiro going to be able to catch out the Batrider, while on the other side, Black does make an engagement into this fight, and he quickly cleans out the Brewmaster with Super. Oh, the last second able to get away from that one. Your Batrider able to TP home. But here we go. Looking to get in this one is going to be ZSMJ, and wow! He gets immediately bursted down. He's forced to pull out his time-lapse, and he doesn't even know what the hell happened. He has to jump back. And now he's getting focus fired heavily from Black. Wow, he makes quick work of him. Makes that Weaver look like nothing at that point. Super jumps right on forward. Ancient Apparition could be next to be caught out here. Sunstrike, buybacks are starting to come out as this is desperation mode if you're Hyper Glory team. Black with very little life, but still a Sunder to use, will happily trot himself down this mid lane. During that meantime, Super does end up getting caught out by that side shop and gets taken down from your Bat, but it's the base that's already getting advanced. ZSMJ has to use this buyback to defend out this mid lane, and well, VG Gaming get quite a bit out of that, and if they want, they'll move in and start going for Roche, and it looks like Ice will do so. while they do that, Black will just continue to push in from top to mid lane, and now even bottom. Oh, bottom even so low. This tier 3 could go down any moment. It will. 40, 37, 7, 1. See ya. Catapult. Boom. It will be denied, though. Nice grab right there from KotLGuy. And during that whole time, look how much damage had been done to their mid lane. Oh, boy. Hyper Glory team, I don't know. On some of your last dying breaths, and maybe you should just kind of go at it. Oh, look at Black. Yeah, I'll finish this. Thank you. Oh, a Sunder on the way out. Thanks for the life, too. Gets it off. CSMJ is going to be forced to rotate back, but look whose boots are traveling forward, and the blink. Can they get a hold of Black here in time? He does not have a Sunder now. He gets lassoed up in air. Going to right-click him home, and they do take him down. Now, he does obviously have plenty of money, as he is near 6k gold. He can pull out a buyback if necesito, but I imagine that's not going to be the case. They take down 2 sets of racks all day. The bottom last set of racks fully exposed. The tier 3 was also taken. Your net worth shot right back up above 10k. But this is the last hurrah here. Hyperglory. I said it before, but this has got to be it. I mean, what is left of the tank here? It was looking so good for him in the mid-game point. This was just it. This was just Hyperglory's game. And then it just got turned around real quick. And at that point, VG Gaming, who have the significant late game presence, really kind of had everything they wanted to throw it together. Ice scouting out ZSMJ here. Knowing he does not have vision. Oh, man. Well, he heads back up and above. Super will throw out the tornado to kind of let him know he's there. But they don't commit. Air goes back. Progressive farm towards that bottom lane, but he's got to get back quickly. Top lane, they're still pressing in, and they're just going to wait out for Black to come back. He does have his boots to travel, so he'll be able to get right back into the mix as soon as he gets back. And then they can go for the last play, and that's all she wrote. But now past the hour mark, well, there's not going to be really any sort of break between these games. Fantastic. We're going to probably have to go right into the next game. Fabulous here as VG Gaming are looking to just close this one out. We already have 2 sets of racks down and the last one exposed. Hyper Glory team obviously still in good seeding. If they lose this one, puts them down to a 2-1 record, but they're looking to go for one last oomph kind of a play and hoping it turns out for the better. But oh, immediate jump forward from Ice and a Blissel. Okay, Rad, see you later. That didn't take a lot, and he jumps immediately next. Man, that ultimate now. Double sets of pounce, able to just kind of get from point A to point B and go for his next target. But Ice might be the target now. Lasso, Ice Blast, and they do take down Ice's Aegis, but he will be able to fight back here if he wants to. But he's going to try to catch up here. Hey, oh boy. Oh boy, he's back alive. I might go down. Does he see him? He does. Oh god, he caught me. Oh, help me, please. No, pretty hot. Bye. Killing spree for Ice as he cleans up the little support. Meanwhile, ZSMJ, oh, the dings. They fly out and right on the back end side of your Weaver. ZSMJ's down for 120 seconds, no buyback, and that is finally enough for Hyper Glory team to finally throw in the towel. It was an admirable game. They had huge mid-game presence, taking fight after fight against Vici Gaming, but ultimately after it just took a little too long and Vici Gaming slowly started getting the upper hand and withstanding the initial burst and onslaught, they found their own rhythm. They found all the items they could ask for on the farm, and eventually it was just a slow siege into brief suffocation, and Hyper Glory team could just really never catch their breath. So with that said, that's going to end our first game of this early morning here for Starladder Season 11 China. Vici Gaming will take this win, and they will move on forward to a, what is it, a 4-1 record. Hyper Glory team will move down to a 2-1 record. And with that said, we'll go ahead and move on forward to our next game. It's been a pleasure as always. I know it's only going to be me right now, and on your solo, we'll see if we can get a co in here eventually. But I'm KotLGuy, so catch me over on my Twitter and show me some love and support. I appreciate it. We'll be back after a small break.